It's making noises. We must be live. Hey, everybody. I'm Jacqui Duran. It's Tuesday training. It's been a really hectic week, but it feels like it's kind of flying by for me so far. And that could be a good thing. Could be a bad thing. I don't know. It's the week before Easter. So with everything going on with the holiday and trying to get things cleared up at work before that, everything's kind of on hectic control right now at the JOB. So my days move kind of fast. Again, good and bad. I don't have enough time in every day. So if anybody out there can make me more time, I'd be greatly appreciative to you. Hello. All right. Hi, guys. This week, sorry, take the Bluetooth off. Literally just walked in the door. Haven't even changed my clothes yet. You're welcome. This is how much I care about you guys. I didn't even put on the yoga pants, so changed my clothes. I just came in here, got the little one settled up, watching her after-school TV. Here we are, going to do some work. Well, this is fun work, so it's different than the JOB. I actually like this one. No, I'm teasing. I like the other one, too. No, I like the other one, too. So we are having a bunch of people joining our team right now, or our teams. And that's amazing. I love welcoming in new Scentsy family members, whether it's somebody who joins under me or joins my, whole extended Scentsy family or beyond that, and we end up networking together as consultants. I always think it's exciting, and I really think because this topic, okay, this has got me thinking, because I originally thought of this last Thursday when I was plotting out my agenda for my videos. And at the JOB, I had to attend a leadership meeting, and it was just like an onboarding presentation, right? So it's onboarding, obviously, bringing in new employees to our health system. How do we welcome them? Are we all doing things to make people feel welcome? Because with the health system that I work in, we are very, very, very particular on trying to make sure that our employees are engaged and happy, which in turn drives productivity and happy patients and better outcomes and things like that. So it's a driving force for a lot of things to have happy employees at a job. When you like your job, when you're excited about your job, when you're not complaining about the job like I am, or I just was, the goal is to be happy where you're at in your job. And I think that you kind of sometimes you may find yourself being that leader in that leader position, because as you're growing teams and people are joining under you, they're looking to you for guidance and direction and that motivation, right? So I was, I'm working my business here too, people. I'm not somebody outside looking in. I am in the thick of it here with you, working my business. And in fact, I just had this conversation with my director last week, because I told her that what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to do I was doing a reboot of me and some of the things that I do within my business. And one of those things is onboarding or bringing on new team members, right? Adding new team members to my team. Again, whether or not these are people who have joined directly under me or who have joined under someone who is on my team. I hope you're all following along. Am I even making sense at this point? Maybe I should wait between walking in the door and doing these Google Hangouts. I don't know. Wow. But we want to make sure that we're doing the best that we can possibly do. And I probably share a lot with you guys when I share that, you know, I've got a lot on my plate and going on. And so I kind of feel like I'm in a whole lot of different places all at the same time, usually. And usually I am. That's why the majority of my business with my Scentsy business is obviously done more online, social media based, all of that, right? The majority of my customers live within my social media network. My team members and all of you watching, and hopefully the people who will be joining my team. This is my medium, right? This is my outlet to be able to reach out and have that connection. And I think that it's important to be giving off those good connections. And so when I'm talking about bringing people on, I don't want to say that I've slacked off, but I probably have slacked. I mean, I'm honest with you guys. I'm an open book. I probably have been. And that's because, you know, when I started out and my team was just me and like 3 other people, it was easy. It was easy to keep track of everybody and where everybody was. And, you know, when they're promoting and staying on top of it all, right? Knowing when they've hit a milestone, knowing when they are having their parties, we would, you know, that was easy. Well, now I've got a team of, sorry. My personal assistant quit for the day. I'm trying to close this in the background before it shuts down and tries to restart my computer. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that would be what it is. Please don't restart. I'm in the middle of something here. Very important. Okay, I think I got it. And we are back. I didn't lose you. Oof. Whew. I am glad that I saw that little thing flashing because, yes, it was going to restart to do my updates. Somebody's paying attention. So I found that I was kind of lacking in that. So I went from, like I said, being able to manage that small team, those team members, to now I've got a team of 31. Obviously, not all of those are people that I have sponsored. Some of those are have joined under the people that I have sponsored, and vice versa down the line. So 31 people on my team. And so, you know, how do I go from 3 to 31 and still be able to have that same level of contact with each of them? There's only one of me, and between, you know, the work and the family and my other work and everything else in between. Hi, baby.
Okay, good.
In just a minute, I'm talking right now, okay? Okay. Thank you for being good for me. So it can be very hard to still maintain that level. So I found myself kind of struggling, and that's why I was reaching out for help. Thinking, you know what, maybe I need to be better, because one of the things that I do when someone joins my team is I send them an initial welcome email. Sit down, please. An initial welcome email, you know, welcome to Scentsy, kind of expressing that excitement for them because it is a very exciting time. Also, I will give them if we're not already friends on Facebook, I'll give them my Facebook so they can add me, because of course we've got our team pages that are on Facebook that are great resources to reach out to people when you kind of need somebody in a flash. And then a lot of the communication will go on in those Facebook groups. So it's giving them that information, explaining how to sign into the workstation. What else do I have in that email? And where the training center is on the workstation, you know, things like that. And that's been like my template for my welcome letters for my team. And so, in having my team grow like this, which is a great thing, again, it left me with this feeling of, oh, I feel like I'm not touching everybody. And if you guys have followed me for a while, then you will remember when I had that same epiphany with my samples and my mail outs. So that's when I stopped last year, and I created my whole notebook system of doing my samples. So tracking who I'm sending samples to, who I might be sending possibility packets to about the opportunity to join. Maybe it's requests for catalog, samples, things like that. And so I had to stop because, again, all the Post-it notes were all running together, and I was, scraps of paper that I'd written somebody's name on and circled the word catalog was not working for me for some reason. Stop me. So, not right now. I'm talking. Okay.
At the end.
No, but I would like you to go finish your tacos and watch your show for me so I can finish this. Okay?
There's that one up next.
Okay. So I did that when I recognized and had that same feeling. Well, now I have got that same feeling, except this time I feel like I'm not touching base with my team members as they join as much as I'd like to. Even at the day job, my staff, I do not micromanage my staff. I don't hang over them. I'm not constantly like, oh, you're only, right here in productivity and you need to be up. So I need you to get up there. I watch, but I don't micromanage. And so, although if you ask my husband, he will tell you that I totally micromanage him. And I do. But I don't do it at work. I don't do it at work when it comes to work stuff. I don't. Even normal. And so I don't micromanage them. I kind of let them work at their own pace. And the way that I explain it to them is, everybody kind of has their own rhythm and their own groove and their own way to do things. For me, I don't care so much about the specifics of how you're doing it, but I like to be able to see the results. So in the analogy for my staff, for them, it's hitting their productivity numbers and their quality numbers and things like that. So as long as they're hitting those numbers, as long as they're meeting their deadlines, as long as they're, helping out when I'm requesting that or what have you, and participating, then awesome sauce. Doesn't matter what they're doing along the way to get there. I care about the circle of life that's going on right here. Are we still rolling and flowing? And if that's yes, awesome. Then we're all on the right track. When you start to feel that your wheel is not turning or is stuck, then obviously you've then hit something and you need to check it out and see what the problem is, right? So the same way with my Scentsy team. I don't hang over them. The way that I try and bring my team in and work with my team is showing them where the resources are. Because for me, especially, that was huge. And because I always felt like I was bugging, and I still do to this day, bugging my sponsor, who is my director now. And I always felt like I was like, oh, I'm so sick of hearing from me. Because I was like feeling like I always had a question. Then I felt silly if I posted it in the group, so I didn't know what to do. So I just started trying to Google stuff and figure it out. Looking back, obviously, I just should have opened my mouth and asked, right? I just should have asked for help, and people would have been more than happy to have helped me. But what I try and do for those people who are either like me or just learn better that way is to show them where the resources are, so that way they can kind of go and work it at their own pace, learn it at their own pace, and find their own rhythm. Again, every business is unique, and I will say this a lot. I think I said this in one of the team pages earlier. Everybody's journey is different. How you get to where you are in Scentsy is not the same route that I'm taking to get to where I'm going with Scentsy. Makes sense? you've got your people who jump up out of the gate and they're off and running, and they, their PRV is out of the roof every single month, and they're recruiting like crazy, and they're earning their trips, and next thing you know, they're promoting to director, and it's awesome. And they've somehow created this awesome concoction that within 9 months they did all of that and were there and they had it, right? They had our dream. And then you see others who, maybe they've been in the business for 3 or 4 years and are just now hitting director. Everybody's journey is going to be different. So again, it's not the micromanaging of what are you doing today to work your business? I need to know. Or how many parties do you have lined up for this month? I don't think that's enough. I think you need to do this. It's just not my approach. It's not my approach. So I try and pull myself back, let people work at their own pace, and open myself up as an open book for questions, concerns, issues, what have you. So in my mission to make sure that my onboarding for my new team members is up to par, I reached out for help. I opened my mouth and I asked, hey, can you help me? Because I feel that I'm lacking in this department. What can I do? And so I looked at a sample of what my director sends to her new people when they're joining. And oh my gosh, I'm like reading it and I'm like, wow, that's like everything is like right there. This is like my starter guide, right? Oh, it's all there. It's all lined out. And I'm like feeling this inadequate, like, oh, poop. Am I doing this wrong? Because I have not been sharing all of this in like the first welcome email. And so I started thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I need to be beefing mine up. Maybe mine is not to the par. So that's what I've been working on over this past week, is working on a template for sending my new team members when they join. Again, still trying to include those basics, making them feel welcomed, introducing them to the Facebook groups for the teams, and showing them, pointing out where those resources are that they can initially reach out to. Well, they're still even waiting for their starter kit to get there, right? So I've been working on beefing that up. I think it's very important to make sure that our new team members feel welcomed, that they feel a part of what they've just joined, because what they've just joined is all of us, and we are amazing, and we have so much fun, and it truly is so wonderful to be a part of this company. And it's exciting to share that, and it's so exciting when somebody joins us in that journey and we're all working it together. I want to make sure that I'm continuing to uphold and be a resource for my team, obviously, and then for all of you as well. I try and be that resource. So, like I said, it kind of got me thinking along the onboarding lines. Maybe I need to be doing more to welcome my team members. And I think that I do. So over this past, I want to say week, but it's been what? 4 days or whatever, 5 days. I'm realizing, okay, so this is what I need to do. And I think I've talked about this before. This is so embarrassing. I don't know why this is like a confessional for me. Obviously, we are such good friends that I feel comfortable enough to share these things with you. Oh, it's a mess. What was I going to tell you? I'm going to tell you something very... I can't even think of what it was now. Oh, poop. I totally lost my train of thought. I got all excited about welcoming recruits. So yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I had listened to a Scentsy corporate training not too long ago. It was a little while ago. But it's still available in your training center. And it was all about kind of organizing and organizing your business, basically. And kind of staying on track with things, and how this, I believe she was a director, or a superstar director, and how she kind of organized her life. Even though she was a stay-at-home mom, it was very important to her to make time for her family. And so That's where I actually got the concept of literally penciling in my family time. So, most Sundays, all family. That's just the time, the one day of the week that all my family is home, that we have the opportunity to be together or do whatever it needs to be done. And so that's my day that I've carved out for my family. I give that to them because we live crazy lives, people. You got to have that balance. So I do that. I took that concept. And then I remember in the training, she talked about the time suckers. And I was truly engaging in it. Okay, give me just a minute. I'll get you more. I was truly engaging in that time-sucking behavior because what are time suckers for us? Let me rephrase that. What is the time sucker for me, or what was the time? It was Facebook and Pinterest. Oh my gosh. If you guys are a part of Pinterest, then you feel my pain. Oh, hey, I'm going to look to see if I can find a recipe for spaghetti sauce. I want to try a new recipe, so I'm going to look for that recipe, and then I find one, and then what happens? An hour and a half later, I'm like, oh, I should have been doing the dishes right now. I've totally wasted all that time. Same thing with Facebook. I would sit there and I'd pull up Facebook and I'd log in. I'd look up a newsfeed. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You get no conversation. Stop. And then somebody's, messaging you to chat. And then you start chatting. And then you're over here. And then you're over there. And then next time you know, excuse you. Next thing you know, it's 2 hours later. And what have you gotten accomplished? You might have had a couple conversations. Hopefully a couple about Scentsy. But that 2 hours I could have been spending writing up my to-do list for tomorrow, or going ahead and getting my mailers ready to go out. Things like that I could have been more productive in. So in that, she suggested, if you're going to hop on Facebook, if you're going to hop on those time suckers, she would set a timer on her phone. Okay, I'm only going to spend 20 minutes on Facebook right now. And that's how it worked for her. I did that. I tried to take a step back from Facebook, and because it was a complete time sucker, and I found myself, I even took off the notifications on my phone. So when a new post comes up now, I don't even see it until I actually open the app and look in the app. So I don't have the icon on Facebook. I don't have the notifications showing up. I'm talking. I don't have those notifications showing up. Go watch your show. And then when Facebook, of course, came out with their Messenger app, I was like, oh, heck no, because I will be roped into every conversation available, which is great. And I'd love to do it. But it will suck my time, because then what's going to happen? I'm not going to have time to get my business work done. I'll be, off chatting before I know it. And I'm going to slip myself right back into that spot. So I didn't even download the Messenger app. All of that just to tell you this embarrassing part of my story. So I didn't do it. I refused. Put my foot down. Standing on it. I am not going to download that app. When I'm ready to read my messages, I will read my messages. I will do it when I'm on the mobile site, or I might open Safari on my phone, go to the web and do it that way. But I'm not going to get all sucked into Facebook. So I made sure, hey team, always my contact info is on every single email that I send. So email address, all of that, whatever. Contact me. You can text me anytime, but just know that I'm not going to get to my messages this quick on Facebook. I was still getting messages on Facebook. So the time I did log back on to the full site, poop, now I'm behind in messages. I fought it. But last week, in an attempt in my reboot, again, if something's not working, what do? You try something new. And so I downloaded the Messenger app to my phone. Yep, I did. So that's my embarrassing story. But to show to you guys that I truly am, when I mean a reboot, when I mean something isn't working for me, I'm going to reboot. So I'm redoing my welcome letter to welcome my new team members. I think it's important to make that first impression. And if you don't know them personally, then to at least open that door of communication. And a nice, friendly welcome should always be number one in anything you do. I'm going to work on, and I've been telling my team as they've been messaging me, my direct team, and even my friends, I'm like, okay, I just downloaded the app. I'm catching up, but I promise I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. So I've started making sure that I'm responding to those messages and getting those messages taken care of. So I've put that on my to-do list every day to make sure I at least go through them once a day. That's my commitment to this reboot. I think that it's also good to kind of have that circle back and learning. And as much as I apply this to my day job, this is part of my reboot, is focusing it more into my Scentsy business. And that circle back and learning, there's tons of statistics and there's tons of Kaizen reports that you can look at and things like that. But it will show you that when you are learning something initially, when you're being taught something, like if we were sitting here right now and you were learning something, that you're going to absorb it right now and it's going to be fresh in your mind, right? If you don't go out there and apply anything that you're learning, what's going to happen to that knowledge that we talked about today? It's not getting used and it's getting deleted with the trash and it's going out next week because you got to make room for the new stuff you're going to remember, right? Being able to circle back on your learning, you should be circling back. Studies will show that from the first encounter that you should be doing a circle back of what you've learned within 4 weeks. So I've put it at about a 30-day mark to start out my goals for this. So after their initial 30 days, so they're going to get their welcome email. And then of course, we're going to hopefully have lots of conversations or questions at the groups and things like that. But what I'm literally going to do is make it a point to then circle back around 30 days from their start date. 30 days from their start date, do an actual real check-in. Okay. Which is something that I really have not applied to my Scentsy business as a team leader. Again, always leaving that door open for them to come to me when they have questions, concerns, making it in the groups to where I can get on there and answer back and comment back, or, Facebook messages, emails. A couple of us even go back and forth through direct messaging on Instagram. So, all these different places is where I'm going back and forth, but not actually doing more of that one-on-one true check-in. Does that make any sense? I hope it kind of does. Because it does in my head, but I feel like I'm not explaining it right. And I'm probably not. So that's my part of my reboot, is putting that action plan into place. Then what my plan is to, once I've checked in at that 30-day mark, of course, getting closer to the 60 or 70-day mark, obviously, for sensational start. So following up with that. But then I'm trying to work out a good scalable way to keep in touch with my team, and just really try and reach out more rather than waiting for them to come in. So putting myself out there, I guess. Okay. I do this every day at work. Why am I not applying it to my Scentsy business? I've been rolling this around in my head. Like, why have I not done this in my Scentsy business? It makes sense because, I know that's going to help. So part of my reboot. You guys are along for the ride, okay? I try and do these things so you guys can see some results. Trying anyway. But also hopefully showing you guys that when you do a reboot, you can do a reboot anytime and reboot anything within you and your business and how you're doing it. Just don't keep beating your head against that same wall, because All you're going to do is come out with a headache. So I think finding your way to welcome your new team members is something that I want all of you to walk away with today and start focusing on. So through the course of the next week, I challenge you to sit down and really look at, maybe you don't have a team yet, or even if you do, sit down and look at how you actually welcome new team members on, and if there's any room for improvement. Is there any way that you can help their experience? Looking back on it, is there something that maybe you wish that you had known when you started, and then you can apply it to your new team members for them when they're starting? Things like that. So that's kind of part of those touch base points that I'm setting up for myself, and also part of those emails that I'll have to kind of make sure that I'm keeping on track with everything. And again, do you have a plan for after that first 70 days? What's your plan at that point? Again, because I'm not the micromanaging type, it's kind of hard for me to really kind of step out like that. I have to, it's weird, but it's like almost a completely different way for me to look at my business in that scope. A lot of teams, well, maybe not a lot, I don't know. I'm not on other teams. I do network with a lot of other leaders within Scentsy, and I know that some of us do this on some don't. I see it kind of going in spurts more than anything. So some leaders will do incentives with their team, play games, do things like that. So that's always fun. Remember, none of that is required, but I think that anything that helps you keep your team members engaged is awesome sauce. That is truly awesome sauce. Engagement is key. Being able to keep those team members engaging in whatever medium it is. So for you and your business, maybe it's, weekly phone calls. Maybe it's, sending emails. Maybe it's meeting for coffee if you guys are local or close to each other. It could be as easy as Google Hangout or a FaceTime or what have you, just some way to connect on a regular basis. Or maybe you don't do anything at all. And if you don't, that's okay, because you know what? Tomorrow is a brand new day. You get a whole nother day tomorrow. Yes. Another one after that, another one after that. So what we don't get done today, we'll just push into tomorrow. So if we haven't been doing this, we're going to start doing this. I am, like I said, in doing this reboot, I'm just trying to look at different ways that will help keep those team members engaged, give them the tools that they need and the resources that they need, and let them know where to find them. And also, for me personally, it is reaching out more with my team. And I think all in all, by doing all of those things and keeping those concepts in mind, again, you know me, the non-micromanager, I don't care how you get to the end as long as you get there. So it doesn't matter how it is that you're getting them and keeping them engaged and motivated and how you're connecting with them. What matters is that you are, and you guys are a cohesive team. I hope I break this down. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to even just watch this back because I don't even know if I'm making sense at this point. So, yeah, so here's the beginning of my reboot of making sure that I'm welcoming my new team members. I will probably do another follow-up video to this because I want to be able to add on to this. So for you, as you continue to grow your team, I want to kind of show results as I'm going along, show what's working and show what's not working, or be able to show you and maybe add in showing you or sharing the things that, maybe I've heard about or I'm going to try, things like that, and see where we go and see if see if I guess the end result for me is I just want to feel better. Making sure that I'm in contact with my team and giving them what they need. Yeah, it's a big jump from 3 to 31. So you got to make it scalable. Things that I was doing when I had that team of only 3 people, I can't do today, right? I can't do that today because it'd be impossible. Maybe if I did Scentsy full time. But alas, I do not. So that's where we are for this week. Again, I'm challenging you to look at your style of bringing new team members into Scentsy and into your team. Feel free to comment down below with what works for you, maybe some questions that you have, or if you've got any tips or tricks or ideas that you'd like to share with me and all of us.
Right now.
Okay, well, I am going to say goodbye to everybody.
I want to do it too.
You do too? Okay, so until next week, thank you for joining us for our Tuesday trainings. I'm Jackie. This is Little Miss. Peace, love, happiness.
Bye. Don't forget to subscribe our show. Peace out. Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.